Okay, I would like to understand why, by this point, as of July the 2nd, Meghan doesn't know how a business works. As in, how she began speaking both with Jamie Kern Lima and then with Emma Grid about all these business terms and all this business acumen, and all the people saying, oh, she's so business savvy, she's a true business woman, she knows what she's doing, she's talking about deliverables, SKUs, and all these terms. It so happens that she might talk about those terms, but in practice, let's say that this is a mess. Fans fury as Meghan Markle's new Apricot spread oversells with the disappointed customers who paid for orders left empty-handed and offer refunds instead. As in, imagine that you buy something. It is something that it's natural. It has to be something natural for any business that sells, especially online. You know that Meghan only sells online products, which is important. Why is it important? Because I can understand that sometimes it's difficult to keep track of, your inventory if you sell on a store and online at the same time. You have to be very careful. The moment that an order is put on a product at a store, then you know that product cannot be sold online. That has to be simultaneous. Okay? Somebody bought a product that cannot be available online. You have 200 products, somebody buys one, then you have 199 and so on. But when you have a store, a single store, because you can have many stores, maybe you can have your main as ever store, and maybe I can have like a second store that sells like affiliate links, for example, and I sell Meghan Markle's products on my store and use her inventory. That could cause some problem as well, because the synchronization of what I think it's her inventory and what she has. But she's got only one inventory. She's got only one website. She's got only one payment processing system, which is not very complicated. I've seen it, and it's not complicated at all. How can you oversell? How does that work? You say, hey, you know what? We have 200 apricot jams. We're gonna sell 200 apricot jams. How come you oversell stuff? I don't understand how that works. Because if you have 200 or 1,000 apricot jam jars, then you insert in the availability of your system. You know what? We have 1,000 apricot jam or spread or whatever only in inventory. Maybe somebody can buy 50 of them. Nice, then now we have 950 and so on. But how can this happen? This is the most amateurish and embarrassing thing. Thanks to Princess Car Particle for collecting all these screenshots. And J.E. May has an opinion about this. This is Meghan's third drop, and she's still accepting orders and taking money after the products are no longer available. Any business owner with conscience. Meghan doesn't have a conscience, J.E. You forgot that part. Would insist the order system be fixed before they make a second drop. Meghan is on her third with the same problems. Complete incompetence. How can this happen a third time? Meghan Markle's as ever apricot spread has been oversold, with disappointed customers threatening war after being offered refunds instead. When available to buy, the sweet treat is 9 a jar or 14 when bought in special keepsake packaging. By the way, Scott Rouse on his channel, Scott Rouse from the Behavior Panel, did a very nice unpacking of Meghan products. It was fun to watch. A big shout out to Scott. But some customers who won the race to buy the apricot spread, not officially called jam because of its high fruit content or its lack thereof, have been informed that their order cannot be fulfilled. They will, however, be sent a free jar when it's back in stock. I mean, could it be, because I understand that this is the first time that she offers apricot spread, could it be that they didn't remember that they had to fulfill previous orders that haven't been fulfilled, and that's why the inventory went all out of whack? And at the same time, it's only one company that fulfills those. You know that we already know that Meghan Markle engages in white labeling. I explained that yesterday. It came as Meghan picked fresh apricots from her garden in an Instagram post over the weekend, but eagle-eyed social media users soon noted that the fruit she had picked was a different color and much riper than those still on the tree. And, well, I got hold of the image. And again, well, Meghan has a nice hat with an M on it. Or maybe it's a W of William. You never know. You never know with Meghan. You know that Meghan has to. I think that she showers and sleeps with all her jewelry because, yeah, you know that she absolutely does. And I want to understand. I mean, I know how this works. I don't know. I have never worked with apricots, but I have painted apricots with watercolors, with acrylic, with have drawn fruits. I have still nature. How do you say that? We call that in Spanish bodegón. But this is something that I don't understand. These apricots are, pretty green. And the same goes for this in here. Maybe this in the background are starting to get ripe. But what a coincidence that the apricot that Meghan has on her hand is, well, pretty much ripe. How does that work? We don't understand. Maybe it's Meghan's magical hand that just turns any fruit that is green into ripe instantly. She's like a Disney princess. She's got those powers. At some point, you know that I want to consider all possibilities. Light can be a bit misleading sometimes. And there's something I've told you when I'm studying all this AI craze and all this fake images here and there. There's something that is called subsurface scattering. It's a complex word for something very simple. It's when you have, I'm going to do something very quickly in here, is when you have this, okay, you see, for example, the light under my fingers, right? And my fingers are turning like red. This is because of that. This is like the light is going through my flesh and my blood and everything else. And it's going through my flesh, and it's been scattered below the surface. That is why it's called subsurface scattering. And I thought at some point, okay, maybe the light that is coming through Meghan's hand and fingers, she's got red blood, after all. No blue blood in this case, it's plain red blood. Maybe that is making the apricot look reddish or yellowish, but it shouldn't be yellowish. It should be orangish because that the light, it comes kind of yellowish, hits the red skin, red blood, and then no, it doesn't match. It doesn't match. I gave her the benefit of the doubt because of this kind of red. You can see that the phenomenon is right here. You can see Meghan's fingers reddish, but no, this is a ripe apricot. I like to consider all that stuff. I like to consider all the possibilities, but Meghan, no, this time you lost. This time you lost. Due to high demand, we are unable to fulfill your order. In addition to the refund, we want you to know that when the apricot spread is back in stock, you will be the first to receive it free of charge. The decision has been maddening for some. One customer said, just received an email from As Ever. They are unable to fulfill my apricot order, but will give me a full refund and a free replacement when it becomes available again. I only have half a jar of my raspberry spread left. It swore tomorrow. I hope they'll fix this. This is another complaint. The minimum comes should be out literally on the day instead of waiting for your product for a while and being disappointed. Not a good customer experience, even though the customer service is good after the fact. I mean, let's be fair to Meghan at some point. You know that this happens with every single shop. Sometimes there are delays. It has happened to me with my merch. When I sell merch, you can check. Remember that you can check the merch right in below this video. And sometimes you buy a mug, a Royal Rogue mug. You should see the Royal Rogue mug right there. And the mug arrives broken. But luckily, on top of that, I just try to make the connection with the people who create the mug. I don't make the mugs myself, of course. And you will be sent, most likely, without a hitch, you will be sent a replacement mug if everything goes well. So that's something that can happen. Okay, that is... Oh, I got the wrong color. I think I have never that problem. But yeah, the broken mug has happened a couple times. Well, maybe I don't know how many mugs I've sold, but it can happen. We can understand. We can understand this, but how can we understand that you oversell something? I mean, that is something that my distributor, for example, deals with that. They make sure to not oversell because that is really frustrating. And you think you got, you think you got the last piece of merch from the Royal Rogue, but no, you wait for 2 days, you have nothing, you have no notifications, and all of a sudden you get what? You write to them, and all of a sudden, oh, your apricot spread, you know what? You will have to wait like 2 or 3 months for your apricot spread. That's a bit too much, right? Well, Daily Soap Dish, Meghan Markle's As Ever rose wine is a royal ripoff with her, while her apricot spread oversells. Yeah, this is I would say everywhere. Personal message about your recent order. On behalf of the As Ever customer service team, we want to thank you for your support and purchase on June 20th. Due to high demand, we are unable to fulfill your order of the apricot spread at this time. This is Meghan. This is not the way of dealing with your customers. But I hope that every single person that gets their buys her apricot spread gets their apricot spread, because why not? And every single grifter out there who bought like 50 of those to resell them at 3 times the price that Meghan was selling, go ahead. Yeah, it's a free country after all. I don't know. Are people really willing to pay like $60 for this? $60 for this? Is that a thing? Is that an actual thing? I don't know. Let me know what do you think about this in the comments. Would you pay $60 for Meghan's apricot spread? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.